You gotta stop letting people make decisions for you. And a lot of times we like to hide behind the fact that I don't wanna rock the boat. You just don't wanna be looked at like an outsider. Can't handle the stress of making a decision and being wrong. And that's a decision from weakness. All of the things in my life that I regret most was basically allowing someone else to come into my life and make my decision for me. Everything I regret with disgust literally has come on the back end of someone making a decision for me. And me ignoring my gut and listening to that person because that person might be smarter than me or that person might know more than me. I believe on dying on your own sword. Because there is nothing that will teach you the lessons and having wisdom that everybody wants to have unless you go through it yourself. Now that doesn't mean I have to jump off a bridge so I know that I die. There's always a nuance to everything. But when it comes to the decision of what you want to do with your life, or what you want to do, or what you have a brain itch just to go adventure on, or a journey you want to go on to, doesn't matter what it is. If that is your instinct and you know deep down like this is it for me, but it's not the smart decision. And then your brain starts telling you, no, that's not safe. No. And as dudes, I'm gonna tell you this right now, this is more feminine than this. Because it tries to reel you in. It tries to calm you down. Hey, don't worry about it. Then we start trying to massage why I shouldn't do this. And then we get to a point where I just need to feel like I've given myself enough excuses to bow out of the race. You'll go to bed every single night with regret. And you'll be like, man, my life on paper is perfect. But why don't I feel a certain way? Why do I still feel like something's missing? There's something about that gusto. It's missing. And it's because you betrayed yourself. When you don't listen to that instinct that's talking to you, you are betraying yourself. Even if it was the right decision on paper, does not matter. That's the cool part about life. Life isn't logical. None of this shit is rational. And that's the problem. Even when things start going good in our lives, we start getting scared because we're like, holy shit, this is happening and this is different. You think on the other end, man, if I reach to the highest levels of success, everything will take care of itself. I guarantee you on your way up, if you ever to be blessed enough to have that, you're going to realize there's some uncomfortable feelings that come around that you're like, but this is everything I wanted. Why aren't I should be more excited. I should be more, like I play this image up in my head and it's not there. It's because it's different. It's uncomfortable. Understand at the end of the day, as long as you are doing right by yourself, doesn't matter what it is. Let's say it's in the gym and someone's like, no, scientifically that's incorrect because your humeral head isn't there. That's why I don't listen to people like that, because they have no idea what they're fighting for. They're going after this thing and I happen to grab it laterally because my horizons are set so much further than having a six-pack that I happen to have a six-pack accidentally just because of what I'm going for in my life. I want to push as far as I can. That is for me the entire purpose of my life. How far can I take this thing? My body, my life, my mind, all of it. I want to see how far I can go. And that's where you get a lot of questions like, man, I'm on this workout plateau and, how do I go through it? Intensity. Intensity is the name of the game. But the question is how long can you go that intense for? That was a problem I had. I had an ability to go super intense, but I'd fizzle out. And it's because I was doing things from here. Just because I have that ability doesn't mean I'm harnessing it correctly. But when you do things that are right by this, and if you're a naturally an intense guy, you will be able to go forever. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to have those little knickknacks of like, man, I'm tired. Man, I don't feel like it today. But you feel like in your own head, and it could be completely made up, but you feel that way where I have no other choice besides to do this thing. I don't have a choice. I have to. And when you get to a point with have tos for yourself, you are going to run laps around everybody. And then you have a new bag of worms to unlock, which is now everyone around you in your head is starting to get to a point where you're like, I can't really hang around certain people. And it's because you're pushing so much further along. You guys are on completely different wavelengths. A lot of people talk about cutting off your friends. You don't just cut off your friends just to cut them off. It's a byproduct of how things work. You're moving so hard in a certain direction that just naturally the paths they go their separate ways. It's a natural process. It happens organically. It's not from you saying, I'm cutting off my friends and I'm going to be successful. That's stupid. It happens accidentally. And it's because you're pushing so hard on this thing that these guys aren't necessarily on. And that's how it works. You know, it's nothing personal, but it just happens, man. It depends on where you want to go. You want to continuously improve and thrive. Guess what? You want to become a 1% man. By proxy, you're not going to have as many people in your life that you identify with. And it's lonely. But that is what you signed on the dotted line. That was the contract you signed. By proxy of being a 1% man, you're not going to identify with the rest of the 99%. So it's unreasonable for you to think that you're going to be around a bunch of people that just get it, because they don't. On the back end, maybe you meet some people in the process because you just start networking in that way. My point is no matter what you do, there's always a contract signed. And as long as you are signing the contract for yourself, because you know inherently I have to do this, you're going to be just fine, and you're going to run laps around everybody that you know. Guaranteed.